I'm your host cosolix, and today we're going over the 3 best tips for every rank. 3 tips for every rank. Let's get right into this. But if you want to improve at Brawlhalla, subscribe to Neutralix. This channel is dedicated to help you improve at Brawlhalla. So subscribe for more. Check out cosolix.com if you want some personal coaching from me. Without further ado, now let's get right into this. So we're gonna first talk about silver. So if you're new to the game, bronze, silver, anything below that or around that, the first thing you're gonna want to do is pick a main, pick a favorite weapon, pick something that you love in this game that you can focus on. Because if you focus on one thing, it's a little bit easier to improve faster. Being a generalist, you have is a huge skill gap. You know what I mean. Focus on one thing, just like any other human being on Earth when they're going to school, I guess. And speaking about that, once you pick your thing, like for me, I am a Lance player. I am a Lance player. Second, learn the best true combos on your weapon or character or whatever. Just learn the true combos in general. So like on Lance, you got side light neutral air, you got side light down air, then you got like, I don't know, dare D-light work stacked. You can go for one dodge frame stuff too. So like side light, down air, and light is one dodge frame. It's not going to work in orange. It works in white. But learn every single true combo and for your main. So if you're like, let's say I main Ulgrim, learn side light nair on Axe. And that's probably the only true combo you really need to know on Axe. Maybe side light D-light if you pick up the side light stack. You know what I mean. Learn every single true combo. And number 3, learn the basic movement to Brawlhalla. So basically, there's dashing, you know, empty hops, just the basic dash jumps, whatever is kind of necessary. You can watch some movement guides if you want to go learn that, but dash jumping, fast falling, you know, dash dancing, just learn the basic movement, and that will probably put you into gold. Okay, next we got gold. So the first thing in gold we're going to be going over is really focus on punishing. Improve at punishing. So what is punishing? Punishing is when your opponent makes himself vulnerable by missing in some way, shape, or form. Maybe they dodge and now they're vulnerable because they don't have a dodge. Or let's say they do a side light. You are stuck, right? When you do an attack in Brawlhalla, you are stuck. You have to complete the attack. You can't cancel it. So when they're stuck doing an attack, that is an opportunity for you to hit them in a safer way. So get good at hitting your opponents when they miss. So if they sig spam, avoid the signature and then punish it, because look how long this signature is. You get locked in frames. So let's say someone's side sigging, you jump over it and then you like punish them, right? And there's a lot of ways to punish. Same with like unarmed sigs. There's a down sig, oh, you avoid it, then you punish it. So guys, get good at punishing. Number 2 for gold, learn what reading dodges is. How do you dodge read? I have a video on Neutralix, you can go watch it. I'll link it down below. But basically, get your opponent to dodge, like just kind of notice dodges. So like, see, oh, they're dodging left every time. Then I'm going to do something like this. So like, for instance, let's say this bot is dodging to, again, the left every time. I can like side light and then it doesn't pick up. There we go. So just kind of notice, you can see how your opponent's dodging, and then you can kind of read dodges. And just learning the basics of just like focusing on dodges is really important. You can get more reward for combos. You can just combo and like hit really long combos if your opponent has no dodge. So just get really good at reading those dodges. And you can even go for like safe reads. So for instance, let's say, you know, they're dodging randomly, you don't know where they're going to dodge, but you want something to cover a lot of dodges. This ground pound covers a crap ton of dodges, right? And see, they just randomly dodged into the ground pound. So going for just safe options or dodge reads, just learn that in general. That tip is really useful. Number 3, if you're in gold, stop going for risky strings. If your opponent has a dodge, maybe don't follow up like that. See how I went for that side light and the opponent just dodges out of it? Or like Lance side light nair recovery. If I do it too quickly, they're just going to dodge out of it every time. There they dodged up and into it, but it's the same thing on really any weapon in the game. If you go for a true combo, don't extend the true combo past that if your opponent has a dodge. See, look, they're just going to dodge that every single time. I'm going to go for it again. They actually dodged that because I hit the side light wrong. But look at this. They dodged into it, so it still hit. But don't kind of go for stuff that isn't true. Yeah, exactly. If your opponent has no dodge, you can go for it, but stop going for risky combos. Now, if you're in plat, I want you guys to focus on stage control. Really focus on maintaining being on the ground, because this gives you as many options as possible. It gives you more tools to work with when you want to win the game. So again, focus on maintaining ground control. So if that means, like, let's say you hit a combo, right? Instead of putting yourself in a bad position like this Lancer does, maybe instead just side light nair, and then you maintain this stage control, and then you hit them the next time, because you're gonna have more tools to win the next interaction than them if they're in a worse position than you. Positioning is key. So maintain a stage control, the best position. Now, if you're in plat, I want you guys to also start practicing reactions. If you don't know what that is, again, there's a video, it was dodge, reads, and reactions. But basically, when your opponent, you hit them with a combo, you watch how they dodge, and then you hit them. So there they spot dodge, and I reacted. Side light there, oh, and I missed that side light. But it's, again, it's reacting to these dodges. So you hit a true combo, even though I just missed. There we go. Okay, dodge that way, and then, yeah, I just reacted to that dodge down. You can practice this in training room by saying the bot to dodge randomly, but if you're in plat, this is when you can start practicing reactions. Hit a true combo, oh, you dodge that way, and then I combo, right? You hit another true combo, even though I'm missing this true combo. There we go. Oh, you dodge that way, and then, yeah, exactly. So it's just reacting to your opponent's dodge because they got no dodge. Once you react to them dodging poorly, you can then attack them for free. Because, yeah, they're vulnerable. And the third tip, if you're plat, a lot of people make this mistake. Conserve your dodge off stage. So if you're like trying to get back to stage, right? So I'm all the way down here. It killed me while I was mid-recovery. Let's say I'm all the way down here and I want to come back to stage. It's good to conserve your dodge because that's the only way you're going to really avoid your opponent. Use the dodge when you need to. Don't use it beforehand. A lot of people will like get hit off stage, then they'll dodge first, and then they've got no dodge when like trying to avoid the opponent's attack. So a lot of people will edge guard near the wall, so save your dodge to like kind of get back safely. If you actually watch pro gameplay, they do this all the time. They'll dodge first when they know that they're going to be in the air for super long. Like you could dodge, and then if you know you're going to be in the air for a while, you're going to get that dodge back. But if you're not in the air for a while, conserve that dodge and use it only when you need it. Now for diamond. The first tip if you're diamond, start practicing tempo. And tempo is basically missing attacks intentionally. The easiest way to implement tempo into your gameplay is go for them. Similar to reactions, it's another option in advantage state. So really just use tempo when your opponent is like in the air, doesn't have any options. Let's say the side light neutral air. My opponent right now, they're not on the ground. They can't dash. They can't cover a horizontal space very easily. So one thing I love to do is like I'll hit a combo and I can like Sair in the opposite direction, and like, or you can dare in this opposite direction and you can still maintain stage control that way. Like if I dare like this, I still got stage, and then it's basically telling my opponent, hey, come here, and then you hit them again. It's just getting them to kind of fake a punish. Even like in white or something like that, I can dare here and there's a chance my opponent's gonna be like, hey, I can punish that dare. Meanwhile, they can't. So it's going for stuff that you know intentionally is going to miss. You can do this on axe. I can dare in the opposite way, like this, you know, and then Sair after. Side light in there. I can like D-light here as tempo as well. It's just, again, going for stuff that you know your opponent can't punish, and it's just kind of faking them out. So again, once you're diamond, I really recommend practicing. Another tip for diamond, this is a general tip. Focus on the things that you can control the most. Like, there's so many ways to improve our Brawlhalla. Every time you get hit, it's a mistake, but a lot of them are you can't control. It's a lot of instincts and habits, and it's not something you can really think about in the moment. But mid-ranked game, there are things that you can control. So really focus on the mistakes that are easiest to fix to win more consistently. So if I'm in a ranked game and I'm like, hey, I'm getting hit for being in this position, I should be a little further. Let me really consciously focus on that because it's something I know I can change immediately. It's basically, this tip is learning how to adapt mid-game. If you're losing for whatever reason, find the easiest reason to fix and then really focus on it. And if you're picking the easiest one, you're going to be able to change mid-match. And just in general, this is a very vague tip, but always it's good to focus on what's ever easiest. The easiest way to improve is often the best way because then you're improving as fast as possible. So focus on that, and that should help a lot long term. And this is another general tip, but if you're diamond, like really obsess over Brawlhalla. Do whatever it takes to reach Valhallan. If you're diamond, you can go pro at Brawlhalla. The difference between diamond and pro, there's a big one, but it's not that big. anyone in Diamond can go pro. If you play this game consistently and you want to do whatever it takes to win, you can do it. So really obsess over Brawlhalla if it's a dream of yours to go pro at a fighting game, because the top players, especially in North America and Europe, we can't do this forever. We don't want to play Brawlhalla forever. I can't think of, there's very few pros that do this long term. So there's always people on the come up who are getting top 8, and people above, they get complacent. Once you've won, why should you keep winning? Well, money, but money doesn't really motivate kids, especially young adults. There's a lot of ways to get money in an easier way than going pro at a fighting game. So again, do whatever it takes because you can go pro. Okay, the last rank, we got valhallan. So the first step, it's again general, but it will help. Play every single tournament you can possibly play. At this point, you're so close to being pro, you just need that tournament experience. Just like, I'm gonna link down below where you can find tournaments. Enter any tournament you can find. Number 2 for valhallan, pick the best character for the thing that you love the most. So like, I love Lance, so pick whatever is meta for that character. So if you're a Lance player, I recommend Ogrim, Orion, and Vector are the 3 I'd really recommend right now, just in this current meta. But let's say you're a Hammer player, Taros is really good. So listening to the meta and seeing where other players are finding success, even though like it's not necessary and you should play whatever you want, it can really help you because you can see other people doing it, so you have no excuse on why you shouldn't be at the top, and you know the character has the tools that you need to get to where you want to get. Every character does have those tools, but it's really like a mental thing, and like you can carve your own meta, but it's a little bit harder than just like play whatever's the best. Things stay at the top usually long term. Mordex won in 2018. Mordex is still incredible to this day. Kind of see what I mean. So yeah, follow the meta and just listen to pros. And tip number 3, in general, try and think of the most optimal solution to all your problems. So every time you get hit in Brawlhalla, there's a mistake. So we want to isolate and kind of think, okay, what's the most optimal in every situation? You can't control every situation, but even just thinking about it, you're slowly going to build the habits of doing the right thing. So if it's mid-tournament, obviously you don't want to focus on every single mistake, but in general, be like, could I have done this better? Maybe this team combo I should have done this. Oh, I got hit here, I should have done this. And try and optimize yourself. You basically want to become this perfect player, theoretically, that can beat any computer ever and whatnot. It sounds crazy, but it's like every single situation there's a problem, and it's just problem solving in a fast pace. So we want to build the habits of finding the best solution. So focus again on the most optimal, the best solution possible, and slowly you're going to be able to adapt it for yourself. If this video helped, like, subscribe, comment. This channel, again, it's dedicated to help you guys improve. So subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.